Okay, welcome to Hymn Playing 3. We're going to talk about common tone modulations first, so turn there in your books. And the common tone modulation is literally the easiest modulation you will ever do. The problem is people tend to overthink it, and then for some reason it never works for them. So I think I'm going to move this over here because I want to kind of look your way, girls. Okay, so the common tone modulation is very, very specific. You know how the 2 to 5 can go anywhere. It can go anywhere. Whatever key you need, it'll take you there. The common tone can only go to one key. So if I'm in the key of C, C is my tonic, right? My tonic chord is C. Tonic becomes the third of the new key. So where would that take me? A flat. It's the only place it can take me. If I'm in the key of F major, Mika, where will common tone take me? D flat. Think of which chord has F in it. Yep. Yeah, D major would have F sharp. Okay, so let's do another one. If I'm in the key of D major, where's it going to take me? Charity? B flat. So you just think, okay, the tonic becomes the third of the next key. So the only thing you have to do to get there is you move one note in the left hand. So I think the part that gets people confused is you just go ahead and fill normally until the final beat of the measure. For instance, here's I surrender all. And of course, my piano wasn't on. Hang on. Here we go. So here's I surrender all. In the key of C, it's going to take me to A flat. So I fill 1, 2, 3, and then I move a whole step, and it takes me to the tonic. Isn't that smooth? Isn't that so smooth? All right, here's another one. I think I'll turn the volume up just a little. Wonderful Words of Life. I'm in the key of F, so common tone takes me to D flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that interesting? It's really easy. It's just one note, but you can't make it like the half step modulation where you move the right hand. The right hand doesn't do a single thing except just go to the next note or the downbeat of the new key. So for homework, you're going to be doing Praise My Soul, the King of Heaven, and just write the final measure of Praise My Soul and use your filler until the final beat, and then the left hand goes down what interval? A whole step and another whole step, and I'm there. Okay? That takes me right to it. Then you'll also do Jesus, Lover of My Soul, and I'm not going to tell you what key to go to because I want you to realize you can only go to one key, and you'll have to figure that out. Now, there's one that's tricky. Sometimes if you're in the key with sharps, it will take you to flats. Don't let that throw you. Like the key of D major will take you to B flat, and that's okay. That you're not breaking any rules, okay? All right, let's go over to the last modulation, and this is whole step modulation. Again, it's just a formula. It's really not that hard. So keep these tips in mind. The right hand should be in first inversion, just like we did with our half step. Remember that one? First inversion. In other words, the tonic of the chord will be on the top note. In the right hand chord, the top note will move this time. Last time it never moved, did it? But in a whole step, the tonic will move up a half step, and the bottom 2 notes stay the same. So it's the opposite of the half step. With the half step, the bottom 2 notes change and the top note didn't. Do you remember it? It was so long ago, but I know you both have done it. And then the bass octave, it's going to go down a whole step on the final beat of the measure. Then the bass octave moves a half step. So the example is I sing the Mighty Power of God. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a whole step and then a left hand half step, and only the pinky in my right hand changes. that gives me a whole step. Again, this is very specific. The only one that's open-ended is the 2 to 5. That will take you wherever you want to go, but this is really specific. So the two things I want to remind you of are the left hand will go down a whole step and then a half step. The right hand, the bottom 2 notes will stay the same. The top note moves up a half step. Now, if you're like me, I love the tonic. I will add the tonic back in instead of just a pure C chord and a C sharp. I'll throw the A in there too, because I just love a lot of tonic, and that seems a little bare. But if you don't do that, it's still going to be okay if you just follow the formula. And then for homework, you'll do Have You Any Room for Jesus? We're marching to Zion, and Brethren, we have met to worship. Just play the last measure or write the last measure out, and then write in whatever you need to do for the modulation. So would you mind, let's try some of these. Make sure that it's working for you. Oh, let me add while the girls are listening, Prelude 2 is really specific. So make sure that you look at Prelude 2 worksheet. The modulations required are half step, 2 to 5 using the first and last line, and then whole step. Common tone is not required, but you can use it if you still have room in your modulations. Also, you'll be doing transposition and chord substitution. So as you pick your pieces for chord substitution, make sure you pick really simple things, 1, 4, and 5 chords for 2 of your songs, so that we can substitute. If they're intricate, there's no time and no need to substitute. And we'll obviously cover chord substitution and transposition in the next couple weeks, okay? All right, so check worksheet 2 as you pick out your pieces, and then bring your Prelude 2 to class next week. Thanks.